Hello everyone, my name is ClickFlow and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Thrive Guide. I hope you guys are having a good day. I just wanted to start out this episode here in the castle grounds, even though we're going to be spending most of our time over at the gas blaster this episode, because we have in the last live stream that we just streamed last night as of the recording of this video, we finished the wall of the entire castle grounds, so it's complete all the way around. As you can see, it's quite a wall, and I'm really loving this. I love how big it looks. It takes me a solid minute and a half to run from one end of the courtyard to the other. And we did place some wood roofs over those buildings in the residential section, and I think that looks pretty snazzy. I like that. As you can see, there's a little bit of gap in the pillars over here, and that's because we're going to be building up the castle stables over here. So I don't know exactly where the elevation of that roof is going to be, but we have the concrete markers there to tell us where we need to build them once it's all built up. But I just wanted to show you guys what the progress update is on the castle. In the coming up live streams, we'll be working a lot more on the interior of the castle. Like we will build up the stables. We'll probably work some more on the interior of these towers and in the residential section, and we might even start work on some of these other buildings in here, like the armory and the barracks and stuff like that. But in this episode today, I wanted to work more on the Ghast blaster that we built up in the last episode. As you know, in the last episode, if you haven't watched it, you should go check it out. We built up the bare bones, the main frame of the Ghast blaster here. So we have this this little system here that's going to house the zombie that's going to aggro all of the snow golems. These platforms where the Ghasts are going to be sitting, and then these platforms where the snow golems will be sitting. And that is all working perfectly, and then we have all the redstone hooked up and everything, so that when the Ghasts fire at the snow golems, of course they'll trip that tripwire, and then it'll fire it'll redirect the fireballs through this chamber over here and break blocks for us. I'm sure when we install the Ghasts and everything, something is going to go wrong, because something always goes wrong. But when we will deal with that when we get there. In this episode today, I wanted to work a little bit on the block production mechanism. So we have this wall right here, which kind of outlines where the fireballs will be going. We got little gaps that are going to be the only exits to this farm, the only exits where the fireballs will leave. Everything from around here is going to be completely encased and stuff. So right behind here, we need to build up a little blasting wall, and then we're going to set up some piston feed tapes, because we're going to have several different areas where you can sit and place blocks or AFK in order to produce blocks that will be pushed by a piston feed tape into the blasting area, which will then blow up all of the blocks and then drop them down into a collection mechanism. Just probably some water streams. Shouldn't be too difficult. But yeah, so that's going to be what we're doing. In this episode, I have designed a concrete converter and an oak tree wood farm. So the wood farm I was working a little bit on. I really wanted to make it like an all-purpose tree farm, but those are actually really complex. I'll hopefully be able to design one in the future, but for right now I have an oak farm that will work for us. Oak is generally the most painful of the woods to farm. The other woods like spruce and stuff, we can get in bulk quantities really easily, really fast. But oak is kind of, it makes lots of different branches and irregular shapes that are difficult to farm in mass quantities. So this is going to be kind of nice to have that. And unfortunately, for us, it does not work for the fungus farms. Right now, there are actually a significant amount of bugs relating to the fungus trees, like the nether trees, how they grow up and stuff. On the Bedrock edition, when a fungus tree grows up, it actually has almost a 100% chance of replacing all of the blocks that are transparent around it. That includes redstone, that includes pistons, that includes glass. So a lot of things that can go wrong with that. So I haven't been able to design that yet, but that probably will be coming in the future. But the glorious part about this gas blaster is we can just kind of append on all of the different farms we want to it and just have them going via piston feed tapes from different directions. So I'm assuming we'll probably have the concrete converter coming down from the top, and then we'll have the oak farm coming in from this right side over here. We'll have that feeding into it. But let me go set up my little area with the ender chest and all of my materials, and then we can get to work. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come out from right here. So this is the block right there is where our blasting little slice is, and I'm going to come out probably 4 or 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll come out 5 blocks and then build up just a little scaffolding tower so that we can get to places. And as you can see, that is the block that we want. So we're going to place a block there, going all the way across, of course, just like that. So now it lines up with everything. And then when we come around this way, I am going to place some solid blocks, some marker blocks. I think chiseled stone brick kind of looks like a target, but it's also a stone, so it has a high blast resistance. So when the gas fireballs hit it, it won't be destroyed. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to mark this out so we know exactly where the material, the fireballs are going to be landing. So yeah, we'll do that again there. Perfect. Marker there. Great. So now this is an identical replica to that one over there, but now it has these blocks filled in, so we know exactly where the blast area is going to be. Now for this next part, I actually do want to hop down a bit and get some scaffolding up, because we're going to need to start placing in some pistons. Perfect. I think right there looks good. Okay, so I'm going to come across just like this all the way across our little area. That's perfect. And I'm also going to come out a couple and then up a few, just so we have some area to work with here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come up 2 blocks like that and place some temporary blocks. This is just going to be what we're placing the pistons against. So right now we are just creating the piston feed tape. So when the concrete is officially converted from the concrete powder to concrete, it will be pushed along this area until they get to these pistons, and then they'll be forced downwards into the blasting area. I'm actually going to go ahead and build this 2 blocks up because we do not want these pistons to be in the area of the blasting. We don't want them to be broken. So we need to make sure that they are a fair distance away from the blasting radius. So I'm going to remove those blocks really quick. Perfect. So now we've got that, and then we can grab some pistons. And like I said, we're just going to hop down right here and place 6 pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This last one we do not need, because the Ghast fireballs kind of are a little weird. What they do is they break a 2x2 area of concrete. So it'll be like this fireball that lands right here will break these 4 blocks. This fireball that lands right here will break these 4 blocks, and so on. So these blocks in the end won't actually be broken by the Ghast fireballs, at least not with concrete. With other blocks that have a lower blast resistance, such as wood and things like that, they will be broken by the fireballs a little bit easier, but concrete has a fairly high blast resistance, so we need to be aware of that when we're building this farm. Okay, now we can go take out these placeholder blocks right here, and I'm going to place some blocks in just like this. So we want them to be kitty corner to these pistons. Oops. Okay, now we can take some redstone and line these guys up, and as you can see, they are being the redstone is being directed into that piston tape, and that is exactly how we want it. Perfect. The next thing we are going to need is we're going to need one more block to go down like that, and then out just like this, and then we'll make 2 blocks just like that, and then we can remove this block right there. So now from here we are going to set up the detection clock. So we're going to put a redstone torch down. That's just our power source, and then we're going to put a repeater facing into the block where the last piston rests. That is just perfect like that. Then we're going to take some redstone and connect it up to that line right there. So that is perfect. Basically what happens is anytime a block will be placed against this last piston, the redstone signal will be conducted into that block and then will power this redstone circuit just like that. So as you can see, that will feed those blocks down into the blasting area. So that is just what we want. Perfect stuff. And as you can see, that is above the blasting area, so we shouldn't have any of those blocks being broken. But, you know, I might raise this up 1 block anyway, just because I'm a little paranoid and I don't want things broken. So yeah, I think I am actually going to go raise this up by like 2 blocks. I'll come back as soon as I've got that done. Alright folks, we are back, and I raised this up 2 blocks, so now we should be completely clear of the system. And I think we're all good here. So this is our piston feed tape for the downward section. Basically, blocks will be fed from one side of this, from that side, specifically over there, the way we set this up. They'll be fed into here, and as soon as the first block touches this area right here, they will be fed down into the blasting chamber, and that is exactly what we want. So we're doing good. Now the next thing we need to do is to set up our concrete converting area. So that's going to be fed along this line right here, the 96Y coordinate. So I'm going to come over a few blocks in this direction, just like here. Yeah, that's probably perfect right here. And then we're going to set up a little area where the concrete will be officially converted. I'm actually going to come out 1 block right here, and then right underneath here we're going to place a torch, and the concrete will be made right on top of this guy. So we will take some bricks just like this, and they will be placed just like that. Good stuff. And then we're going to place a piston right on top of that, and that piston should line up with that area, so it's right at my head height. Perfect. Yeah, that lines up just perfectly. Nice and simple. Then around this we're going to want to just enclose the area a little bit so that it's nice and simple. Yeah, we're gonna actually want we are gonna want that. And then we're going to want this right here. Then we're going to take a couple of redstone dust and connect these 2 things. So now when we place a block right on top of that redstone, you can see that it will be pushed because it will power that block, which will power these two redstone dusts, which will power the piston. So that is the feed tape system we are going to be using to push the concrete into the area that we need. And so I'm also going to place a block right there just to be safe. Now we're going to want to make it so that the concrete can be converted into concrete solid block instead of concrete powder. And to do that, of course, we need to have a water source area so that this can be filled up that way. I'm going to make a little square like this. This is where the water is going to be placed, and then we're going to actually come down. Whoops. Ouch. Fell down like that. Oh well. Let me come over. We're gonna actually want to bring this down a few blocks. So I'm gonna get some scaffolding and place it just like that. Oh no. Okay. And I believe right here. Yeah. So we'll place one and then a block right there. So the water will flow down into this block here. And then I'm going to come over, place that as a temporary block, fill that guy in, and of course do the same thing for this corner. Cool, cool. So now we can stand right on this block right here. The water will flow from right here to over. Actually, we need that raised up just one block. Oh, how embarrassing. Okay, I see what I was doing wrong. We do want the water to flow down into that block, but we want it to start from a higher area. So it's going to actually flow down 2 blocks. Not a problem. Let me just hurry and place some barriers around this, just like that, and then we'll do the same thing with this guy. Just like that. Okay. And now we can stand right on this block right here. If we place the water, you can see that flows down into that area, and it does not affect the redstone torch. So when concrete powder is placed up against this piston, it will then be in contact with the water there, which will allow it to be converted into concrete blocks and then fed down this piston line. Perfect. Okay. So that is like the entire technical setup for this concrete converter. Let me go grab some concrete and I will show you guys how it works, but I left all my concrete at the base. So let me go grab that concrete and then we'll show you in action how the system works, and then I'll bring you guys back in. Okay folks, here we are back again. And I brought a little bit of concrete powder with me, no actual concrete, because I want to show you how this farm works completely. And it's just 32, but it'll at least get the concept proven. So basically we're going to stand right in this area and then place a block against there, and it'll be immediately converted into concrete and then pushed along the tape. And we'll just keep doing that. We'll just sit here and place it. And then eventually we'll hear behind us, as it starts to enter into that piston feed tape, it'll be pushed down just like that. So that is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. And we'll just keep going like that. And then eventually, yep, every 6 blocks it'll get pushed down again. So we can just sit here while the gas blaster is working, while the ghasts are blasting, and just place concrete like this, and it'll automatically be converted and then fed along the piston feed tape just like that. So that is exactly what we want. Just like that. Oh, that makes me happy. you can see it's starting to enter just into the top of that feed tape there. So that is perfect. I'm actually going to go up and remove the bottom part of that concrete there, because we're going to need to have that accessible for the tree farm that we're going to build right now. But I just wanted to show how that farm works. It's really not simple. I mean, it's not complex. It is simple. But you just kind of need to wrap your head around the idea, the concept that we're just going to have a couple of different piston feed tapes just feeding all of the blocks in there. And that's basically what the tree farm is doing as well. But so let's go ahead and start that up. I got some blocks. I think I have everything we're going to need for it. But so I'm going to come off in this direction. So we did one from that side, and then come feeding it downwards. We're going to do one on this side now. And so we're going to want to come to right. So this is the base of this farm. We want to come up one. So just like that. So now we are our head level is on the first chiseled blocks, the blocks where the fireballs will be landing, and that's where we want this area to be. So we can remove this block and then replace it with some of these blocks here, just like that. So that's going to be our platform. I'm going to just place that just like that. Some areas we might even want to build the area where we are going to be standing one block lower, just to make things more convenient and easier for us to work with. But yeah, so I'm going to place it like that, just like this. Perfect. And we do need to grab a piece of dirt, because that is going to be the block where we place saplings against. So I'm just going to run over here, steal one of these blocks of dirt, and then go add it over there into that little system, and then we can keep going on from there. This block right here we're actually going to replace with that piece of dirt that we just picked up. So this is going to be the block where the saplings will be planted on and the wood will initially grow. Right behind this, we are going to need a dispenser. So we can dip into our redstone box, grab the last dispenser we'll own. I'll have to fill up on dispensers in the future. Yeah, but we'll just place that dispenser just like that, and then behind this dispenser we're going to place a 3 blocks just like this, and then another block like that. And then we're going to take redstone and place them along there just like that, and then place torches just like, not like that. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. So this is the dispenser. That's our block of dirt that we're going to be placing the saplings on. And then we'll have this dispenser which has all our bone meal in it. And then behind this we're going to place 1 block and then 3 blocks down like this. We'll place those blocks there, and then we'll place a block of redstone just like that, and then a block of redstone. Not... Oh, of course we'll have that. My bad. So we'll place those 3 blocks of redstone, those 2 redstone torches on either side, and then a redstone on top. And so if we take that one off, you can see that this is the typical rapid fire circuit that we had before. In the very beginning of the series when we built the sugarcane farm. Basically, you'll place that block there and the rapid fire circuit will fire, and then it will extinguish itself because the game recognizes that this redstone circuit is in rapid fire mode and is taking up too much RAM, and so it will turn itself off in order to save memory, save your RAM. So to fix that, we want this to be going constantly. So to fix that, we're going to place an identical one on this side. And basically what that makes it is that the redstone circuit is always being updated. And so it will continuously go forever and ever and ever. Right now I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to come down here and grab a lever. So this is going to be our on-off switch for this farm. So we're going to come back up here, and we can place that redstone torch back just like that, and then shift click that lever there, and if we flick that on, of course that holds these ones on and it turns the redstone torches off, and that works perfectly. So whenever we want to turn it on the farm, we just right click that and it's going to be powering that dispenser constantly like that. Perfect. That is exactly what we want. Now behind this, we are going to want to take some pistons and place them coming up. Now I just realized that we probably want to make this farm one block over, so we probably want to have the blocks coming in from this one and not this one, just so that if we have multiple people running the farms at the same time, we don't have the blocks colliding and have some complications with our piston feed tapes. So again, I'm going to go off and build this exact same thing, one block in that direction, and I will be right back with you guys. Okay folks, we're back, and as you can see, we have the exact same setup built one block in. Okay, that's exactly what we need. The next thing we need is to place 4 identical pistons facing this direction. This will be the pistons that where the blocks will actually, the wood blocks will be pushed once the tree has grown up. Then on the back side of this, we want to place in an observer with the redstone signal coming this way, just like that. Perfect. Then we're going to want to take some glass and feed it around the outside of this. And I just use glass because it's a transparent block that's nice and easy, that conducts redstone. Just like that. I'm actually going to want to place a glass right there. Oops, and then a glass block just like that. I think that will work. If we come back up around this now, we can place our block back that we wanted, that we had for our platform safety. If we come back up to the top of this again, we can line this with redstone and see if that all worked. And basically we're just getting all of the blocks to conduct redstone, all of the pistons to be connected. And then now if we take a block and we place it against that observer, did all of those fire? Not all of them fired. Why did that one not fire? Okay folks, I'm back and I realized the problem that I was having here. So I did work this out, and it worked before, and I was wondering why the heck it was not working now. But the problem is that block and this block need to be solid blocks. And then we can place a couple of blocks just like that, and then break that one out, and then a solid block just like that. So if we then wire up all of these guys, we can see that that should now, in theory, push all of the pistons. Yeah, okay, that one worked. So that's exactly what we want. just like that. Let me take out all of these excess blocks here. Just like that. So now this system is pretty much built up. The only other thing I'm going to suggest is, or that we need, is we're going to place a block here and then come up 2, just like that, and leave a block in that area. And that is going to ensure that all of the trees that grow here are only going to be 4 blocks tall. And that's exactly what we want, because we want them to be exactly 4 blocks tall so they can fit in that area and then be destroyed by the Ghast fireballs. So awesome. Let me go get some bone meal and some trees, and I will go show you guys how this farm works as well. Okay, I'm back again, and I have some bone meal in my inventory and now some saplings as well. So this farm is all built up, purdied, dusted, and ready to go, and we can throw in the bone meal into here. This does take a significant amount of bone meal, but that's just kind of the cost of growing trees. So we're going to flick that lever, place a tree there, and as you can see, it gets the heck bone mealed out of it, and eventually it will decide to grow a tree. I'm not sure why it's not growing a tree right now. Man, that used a lot of bone meal. I wonder if this guy is too close. Let me move that guy back just a ways and see if that will fix the problem. Okay, we've got that moved back a little ways. Let's try this again. Wow, this is taking a long time. And I'm out of bone meal. Okay, I must have done something wrong along the line as we were building here. Let me go double check my creative testing world to see if I built anything incorrectly, and then I will be right back with you to test this farm again. Okay, folks, well, I double checked with my creative testing world and I built everything correctly, and it does work on that. So what I'm thinking the case is we were just getting really unlucky with our rates with there. So let's try. I've got like another stack, and that's pretty much like all that I have left bone meal wise to my name. So let's hope this works. So we'll stand here with the sapling, click that, and pray that something happens. I know that this does work. I'm just really irritated that I can't. Yeah, I'm not getting any growth, and I can't really show that on screen. That's frustrating. Oh man, I'm really sad about that. Well, I'm gonna have to go and work to get to go AFK and get some more bone meal later, but I do need to get this video out to you guys, so you're just gonna have to trust me, I guess, that this farm does work. Oh, I hate to do that, but I just double checked it on my creative testing world, and it's built the exact same way, and it works there. It just requires a lot of bone meal. Again, this farm is probably not the most efficient thing in the world, especially with bone meal consumption and stuff, but such is the way of tree powered farms. And this one does only work for oak, so it's not the greatest thing in the world. But I am happy that we got that concrete farm up there built, and it looks like we had our water source turned to ice. So let me go see what we can do about that. We might just need to place a torch next to it so that it doesn't freeze, because we are building this fairly high up. So let me go ahead and place a torch down. That might do the trick. Yeah, let that water flow a little bit. And we'll see if that fixes it. But we've had a lot of interesting hiccups this part of during this video, but it still works none the same. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I am going to go ahead and build a little collection mechanism underneath this so that it will, once all the blocks are blown up, they will be collected by water streams. So let me go ahead and do that really quick, and then I will be right back with you guys to show you the final product, and then we can close this video out. Man, I really am bummed about that tree farm over there. I was really hoping we could demonstrate that, but I guess you're just gonna have to take my word for it. But I really am sorry about that. Okay, and we are done, I'm pretty sure. So I went ahead and built this little storage collection system. Of course, it's right underneath our blasting chamber. We might actually have to move it out a few blocks in that direction there, but that's not a big problem. This is not the thing that I wanted to focus on necessarily with this episode. The main things I wanted to focus on was that farm and this concrete converter over here, which both are working pretty well, I would say, and I'm pretty happy with them as they are. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and this look into automatic concrete conversion and automatic tree farming and piston feed tapes. It's been a little bit of a packed episode, a little bit of a technical episode, and we had to do a little bit of testing to figure everything out, but I think it ended up working pretty well in the end. This gas blaster is on its way. We are getting a lot done. I'm pretty happy about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel for some more content. My name has been ClickFlow, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.